Hey guys, what's going on? DJ Guns here. I am a streamer on kick.com. I am a music artist and producer as well as a gamer who uses Lumia Stream. And I thought that maybe I would do a series of videos to help you guys navigate Lumia Stream for those of you who are unfamiliar. This is definitely a game changer for me. I mean, my streams were okay before, but now they're fantastic. And I hope that the video that I'm showing you right now will help you navigate and use Lumia Stream. And I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun. It might be a little taxing in the beginning to understand or get a grip on, especially if you're not computer savvy. But I assure you that once you do it a few times, you will not need any more help. You will know exactly what to do, and your streams will really come to life after you add it into your repertoire. Guys, I just want to let you know before we get started that I am a Lumia Stream affiliate, and if you use GUNZZZZZ, G-U-N-Z-Z, at checkout, you will get your first payment 20% off, and I think that's pretty cool. So do not purchase anything until you use Guns to get your 20% off your first payment. Okay? All right, so let me show you a little bit what's going on here. This is your dashboard. In your dashboard, you want to make sure that you have in your connections portion everything green check marked here. So as you can see, I have internet. Lumia services are on because Lumia is on. My overlays are active. The platform is Kick, which I'll show you how to get into that in a minute. Services, OBS Studio is checked, and Spotify is checked. So obviously I have OBS set up to this. You can have Spotify set up to this if you want. For those of you who watch my stream in the very beginning, you'll see that I have in the upper left corner up there, you'll see the name and title and even a picture of the album of the song that's playing on Spotify. That is an overlay, and we could definitely go over that. But the first things first, I want to make sure that you guys have a good connection. So on the left-hand side here, you'll have streaming tools, creator, share, configuration. We want to go into configuration first because we want to make sure everything's connected. So I'm going to go to connections. Okay. As you can see, I'm connected to Kick. Still in beta, but it works. And if you don't have this, your friend will be the add new connections button right here, a connection to Kick. It is very, very easy. I'm just going to go into this right here. Kick experimental, blah, blah. This is all it's going to be. You're going to add your username, click connect. That's it. That's literally it. In order to do that, you're going to click on add connections because you want to find these things, right? Very easy. They have a very easy catalog with a search system. You just type in Kick, and there it is. I'm already connected, so it shows connected, but there'll be a button here that you can click on, and then it'll bring you to that last screen you just saw, and you type in your username exactly how you have it on Kick. If you have a lot of underscores and dashes, things like that nature, I would just copy and paste it right from your Kick channel, and that way you won't make any mistakes, because that's how Kick reads it, and that's how Lumia is going to read it in order to talk to Kick. OBS, you have to deal with something called WebSocket server settings. So in order for it to work on OBS, you will have to go into the tools section, which is in your OBS. It's in between scene selection and help. I could actually show you really quick. So if you go into the tools section here, you will see it says WebSocket server setting. Okay, WebSocket server setting. I'm going to do a separate video on that so you guys could see how to connect it. But for right now, we're going to just get into the meat and potatoes of it and go back to the dashboard. So as you can see, all my connections are good. Let's go into overlays. So overlays is very easy. For the first time, it might be a little difficult to include, especially if you're not computer savvy, right? But I'm here to show you how to do it step by step. And then you will have alerts such as this. I made a folder called multi-Lumia alerts. When you open it up, there is going to be tons and tons and tons and tons of layers over layers over layers of alerts. And you're probably asking, how does this all work? How could it work when you want it to work? Well, it's easy. You're going to connect it. You just have to know what you want to use it for. Let's close this. Okay. And we're going to start fresh. I'm going to add new overlay and let us call this overlay test for Discord. I'm going to add the overlay. We're going to leave everything else alone. You don't have to put a description here if you don't want to. Overlay should always be 1080p, and you click add new overlay. It's going to open up a separate window. So if I pull this down, you see you have the regular Lumia window behind, and then you'll have this window in front. Okay, so I'm going to use one of my overlays as an example, and I'm going to instruct you and show you how to make the overlay work in your stream. Granted, your connections are working between Lumia and Kick. So we're going to add an overlay, right? We're going to go to General. Okay. Click on that. And we're going to go to Video. So right here you see that the video is very, very small. It really depends on what kind of video you're using and for what purpose it's intended for. But most of the time, I like to go to right away. I go to Appearance, and I go right here to where these diagonal arrows are. I'll click that, and it'll automatically make it into 1080p. If you want to back it up a little bit, because you could see that the red box is half missing. Down here, there's a magnifying glass with a minus sign in it. And as you can see, it says zoom out as I hover over it. Just click it a few times. And this will be your stream window, let's say. Okay. So since I don't know what I'm going to use yet, let's go into the video settings. Okay. The video settings tab is where you add your video. So you click on change video, and it'll show you everything here that you've uploaded. How do you upload all these files? Well, you go to the upload files button, and then once you upload the file that you want in the directory that you saved it in, it'll appear here as the last video that you put up, and then you're going to hit select. So let's do this. Let's go to something that already has a background removed. Let's do sandwiches, okay? So we're going to select idiot sandwich. I'm going to hit select.
What are you?
It plays. Okay, so I want to use this. I want to use this with my Lumia, with my OBS, because I want it to be, broadcast on my stream. So right away, I'm going to type in test. I'll do it like this. Idiot sandwich. I'll just put idiot san. Okay. What you have to understand is that what you're typing here, this layer name, is very important. It's also just as important to know what the folder is that layer is in. The folder that I created was test for Discord. This is the folder name. The layer name, we're going to call them layers and folders. It's important for you to understand that for the next step. The layer name, which is the video, is test idiot sand. Okay. If your video has audio, make sure that play audio over here is selected. If it doesn't, then it doesn't matter. And I'll show you where to put the audio if your file does not have audio. Make sure the volume is all the way up, or at least to the point where it makes you comfortable. Maybe you want to do like a scary thing for Halloween. You want to do a jump scare thing. You might want to put that to 100, because then you'll be like, oh! And you'll freak out, and your stream will be like, ha 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 ha, you know, and everybody will love it. Leave everything the same way it is. Just make sure that you save that. Now, when you save something, you have to save and refresh both. You click save. Okay. It'll show that it's saved on the bottom. Now, when I exit out of here and I click this, see it says refresh? You have to always make sure that you refresh after you save anything on any part of this program. You could save something really quick, do a whole bunch of stuff, and then test it out on OBS and find that it does not work because you did not refresh after. Refreshing, saving, and refreshing. Saving and refreshing. Very important, okay? The other thing I want to show you is if I go back into this folder, see how it played right away? So that will play right away in OBS if your eye is open. So this is the hide layer button. You want to make sure that when you are done uploading your video and it's set the way you want it to be set, that you click this button and hide the layer. Now I'm going to save that. I'm going to get out. I'm going to go back in. Boom, it doesn't play. Okay? Because we hid the layer. So the layer really isn't hidden. You could see it, but it's darkened. When you start your OBS, if you have 10 of these things and your eyes are open on all of them, as soon as you start OBS, all of them are going to play. And it's going to be loud and frightening, and you'll be like, what the hell's going on? It's because of this eye right here. Okay? So make sure your eye is closed once the testing is done. You can keep the eye open if you want to position it in OBS in a certain way, right? So let's say I don't like it here. I like it over here. I save it, it plays it, and it plays on my OBS as well. Because I want to see what it does in OBS, where it's positioned, okay? But we're going to shut off for now. We're going to save it. Now we want this to work when somebody says something, right, in chat. So now we know that it's in the test for Discord folder. The name of the layer is test idiot sand. Okay. We're going to click X. The overlay is done. Okay. So we want to make what we just did a command, because we want people to activate it so it plays in stream, right? So in the streamers tools, so the streaming tools list here, you're going to click on commands. And as you can see, there's a lot of commands in the ungrouped commands section. You're going to make a folder called kick. How do we do that? We're going to add a folder. So you add a folder, call kick, make sure that has a green a green folder. You don't have to do that. You can make it any color you want, but kick has a green logo, so it only makes sense, and you'll jump right to that without going through, is it in grouped, is it in ordered folders, and all commands, what do I do? You just go right to the green folder and make sure that this is on. If it's not on, nothing will work. As you can see, I have quite a few commands here. We're going to add a new command though, because we made a test sandwich command. Add commands. We're going to start from scratch. Okay. When you start from scratch, you have general and aliases and cooldowns and overlay actions. Those are the only 4 you're going to use unless your clip does not have audio and you want to add audio to it, custom audio. Then you would go into audio. So let's start by with general. Start a command 152200. So this is where you would type in the name. So let's put in sandwich. Okay, I'll put in sandwiches because I have already one that's sandwich. even though you're just typing in sandwiches, if you typed in exclamation point sandwiches, the command should work in your chat. But we want to take it a step further. We don't want to just type in exclamation points all the time. It's annoying. You want to be able to have people talk in your stream, have it be as natural as possible, and poof, something happens, right? So that's where aliases come in. But before we do that, make sure that this is set to no light change, because we're not dealing with lights during this tutorial at all. Okay. I believe the user level here is not going to work with Kick. I think it's specifically designed for Twitch. So when Kick comes out with their API, this might change. So keep a lookout for that when their API is released. Duration is pretty important. So if the duration of the video is 6 seconds, but I have it set to 4 here, it's going to cut it off. Let's say the duration is 6 seconds. So I like to go a second above, and I like to go to 7 seconds. So if it's 10 seconds, make it 11. If it's 8 seconds, make it 9. You get the point. Okay. Do not hit apply after this, because once you hit apply, you'll go back to the main command screen, and we want to make sure that everything's done before we do that. So general is pretty much done. There's nothing else in general need to do. Make sure there's no delay. Make sure the duration is good. Make sure there's no light change if you don't have lights. Make sure that you put a name here, because this name is pretty important. Okay. Then we're going to go to aliases. Now in aliases, you're going to add what you want people to type into your chat in order for it to work. So we click add. We type in sandwiches. Then we hit enter. Enter. And it puts it in, it locks it in. Okay. A lot of people that I worked with, they'll put in sandwiches, apply, and then they find it doesn't work because they didn't hit enter. It has to be sealed in here with a little X next to it. So it is entered into the system as sandwiches. Now, if you want, you could do it a step further. You could add another alias if you want. You can put sand. So you can put a whole bunch. In the experiences between me and Sinropa, who many of you know, he had told me, and I tried out myself, I saw, if you want to type in like something that has 2 words, let's go, that's okay. Okay. If you type in let's go now, Lumia might be confused. So we like to keep it at least a 2-word minimum on these aliases. But it's more of a chance somebody use 1 word than 2 together. So try to think of 1 word and make that work for you. Okay. Now we're going to go to cooldowns. This is really important. So the reason why this is important is because if you have a cooldown, if you don't have a cooldown, people will spam it in your chat, and the video will just keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, and that could be disruptive for your stream. That could also, depending upon what kind of computer you have and the power that it has, could lock up your computer, right? Because OBS is going nuts, Lumia is going nuts, the game you're playing isn't playing well anymore, everything shuts down. So we don't want that. In order to set a cooldown, you're gonna go to the cooldown type. You're going to click on this arrow, and there's going to be a list to drop down. Now what we're doing is a command cooldown, because we're working with a command. So we're going to type, or we're going to select command cooldown. Okay. And then now you have a duration. So for testing purposes, we can keep it at 5 seconds, but you want to make sure that it's at least a minute. Okay. Because if you have like 10 different commands that people could use, at least within that minute, they could use those 10 different commands, and each one will have a cooldown, so you're not playing it back to back. Certain things I have, like the goudfish, for instance, that I have as a command that could be spammed, because it's very short duration of a video of a fish is going bleh, for like a quick second, so it's not a big deal. But something like sandwiches, you don't want that playing over and over and over and over and over again. It's, you know, it's going to be annoying. So we'll set that command to 60 seconds, but for the purposes of testing, I'm going to bring it all the way down back to 5 or 3 seconds or whatever it is. Okay, we don't want to bypass the cooldown. Cooldown chat bot message. This will not work until Kick releases their API, their public API, their open API. Chatbox will not work. It's not going to work. So Lumia Stream is not going to go into your Kick channel and write things. It's just not going to do that. So you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Just leave it alone. Audio. So as I said before, if your video does not have audio, which ours does, you're going to click select audio file and you're going to go through wherever you saved your file. You're going to add it and it will play whenever the video is active. I like to use programs like DaVinci Resolve. So if the audio is slightly off from where I want it to be on the video, I'll put it together in DaVinci Resolve. And to be honest with you, if you do that, you don't need to use this at all, because then the audio and the video would be together. Food for thought, though. The next place we're going to go is overlay actions. Overlay actions, very, very important. Okay. Overlay actions is how your overlay is going to work. So what do? We go to type, drop down. We're going to set the layer visibility, because it's when we see the layer. When this happens, the layer will reveal itself, the visibility of the layer. Okay, so we go to set layer visibility. Now it's going to give you overlay and layer. Great. What is the overlay? The overlay is the folder. Remember that? We have a lot of folders here, so holy shit, it's going to take me a minute. But test for Discord, that is the folder that we have. Okay, that's where that video is. So we're going to click on test for Discord. Layer is the video. It should be the only video in this dropdown because I didn't put anything else in this folder. Boom, there it is. Test Idiot Sand. We're going to click on that. Now, as you can see, before we advance ourselves here, we have two folders, start and end, because where there's a beginning, there has to be an end. When you are, this is on start tab automatically when you open this, so you don't have to switch it over. But what we do have to do is click this to set to off. And then we click on add action. So we're going to do the type, which is set layer visibility. We're going to do the overlay, which is the name of the folder in your overlay section. And then the layer, which is the name of the video in that folder. So I have test for Discord, set Idiot Sand, set to on. Okay. It's in the start. I'm going to add the action. Great, it's in. But now, where there's a start, there's an end. So we're going to go to end. And we're going to do the same exact thing. Set layer visibility. It's already there. Great. We're going to go all the way down to test for Discord. That is the folder. We're going to go to the layer, test Idiot Sand. This time, we are not going to tick off set to off. We're going to leave it exactly how it is. Add action. Done. Okay. Now you can apply it. So we're going to hit apply. And I really hope I remember. And we're going to hit refresh on the bottom. Okay. I'll delete this later, but I want to show you how this works. So now what do? We need to put this into OBS. So how we're going to do that is we're going to get out of commands. We're going to go back to overlays in the creator section. We're going to scroll down to where it says test for Discord, and there's a little chain that's here. See that chain? Copy link for overlay test for Discord. Great. That means that if I set it up in my OBS as a browser source, anything that goes on in this folder that I program is going to appear on OBS. So let me show you how I do that. Okay. Here it says open in OBS. I like using it this way. So you could do it, you could test it if you want, but I like doing it this way. So I click on the link and it shows on the bottom right, link copied, paste this into your OBS browser source. Perfect. Now I'm going to bring this over here and I'm going to add a browser source. I'm going to do tests for Discord. I'm going to click OK. You can name it anything you want, of course. Now I'm going to copy and paste. Control C is copy, Control V is paste. This copies it for you over here. So you want to just Control V it right here. Now I set the width to 1920 by 1080, and that's all you have to do. Click OK, and as you can see, there's a nice red box there because test for Discord is live, and it's there and it's waiting. Okay, we're gonna go to test for Discord. We're gonna go into that little edit button there, edit overlay. It's a little pencil, so we're gonna click on that, or you could double click on the window, it's fine. Let's move this over as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open that eye up, right?
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
All right, you see a place here. Good. But when I hit save, it should play throughout the whole screen.
What are you?
There it is.
An idiot sandwich. Idiot sandwich what? An idiot sandwich.
It's funnier when it's bigger. Okay, so we know it works. Okay, now we have to have it work with our chat. We have to test the command out in the command section. So we're gonna close the eye. We're gonna save it. See, it didn't play that time because you closed the eye. Make sure that eye is closed before you go live. Okay, we're gonna go from the dashboard setting here. I'm sorry, not dashboard, but we're gonna go over to commands. We're gonna go to kick because that green folder is there, so I knew to go right to that folder. And we have sandwiches here, so we're gonna click on test.
What are you? An idiot sandwich. Idiot sandwich what?
And it works.
An idiot sandwich.
Great. Now we have to make sure that when we type in sandwiches in chat, it works. So now I'm gonna bring this over. Let me see. Hold on. 1 second. I'm gonna bring this over here. I'm gonna go into chat, and we are gonna type in sandwiches, because remember, we turned exclamation point sandwiches into an alias. So now I could say, where are the sandwiches? And space question mark, brain fart, sorry, space question mark, because sandwiches does not realize that it needs a question mark directly next to it. It's a completely different word. So make sure that there's a space there, and we click that in chat, and
If you ain't first, you're last.
that's my first chatter alert. Okay, so this didn't work. So I'm going to type it in one. Oh, there it is.
An idiot sandwich. Idiot sandwich what? An idiot sandwich.
It did work. All right, so what I love about Lumia Stream is that it doesn't compile things all on top of each other, one after another, all at the same time. So since my first chatter was activated, it waited until that was over in order to play my sandwiches. And because I put a 3-second cooldown, I could type in sandwiches again. And it should work. Just like that.
An idiot sandwich.
Okay. And that will play while you're alive. Okay. So at least you guys know that that's how that works. This will be the first video of the series on how to do a overlay and how to make it work in your OBS. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. The next thing we're going to work on is going to be alerts, meaning if you're not first, you're last. You heard that, right? So that's the first chatter alert. If you go to kick, then you have the entrances. You guys that have come to my stream. If I know you really well and we're family, I want to shout you out from the mountaintops. And the way I do that is to create my own shout out system, which you guys could do, and apply that to a specific person that comes in. So there's global and there is variations, right? So global is going to mean that it's for everybody, and the variations are only for a particular person. So I'm going to show you that in the next video, but I hope that this helped you at least with the commands portion. Watch this as many times as you like, walk through the steps, and I wish you luck. So thank you for coming in for the first video, which is titled Commands. If there's something I did not cover, please let me know in Discord, and I'll be more than happy to help you personally if I'm around, or create a video for if I'm not.